What's up out there in YouTube land? Thank you for checking out Finding Truth today. Just doing a 1 month update on the full purpose of this channel at the moment, which is the X-T1 Fujifilm and how it's performing in the year 2019 compared to other models that are available. So thank you for checking out the channel. Hopefully you guys enjoy this update. So first off, before we get into the camera, I just wanted to say thanks to all the viewers and to all the subscribers. We're up above 50 subscribers, and this is the 1 month mark, so that's kind of exciting to me. I know it doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it is to me. You guys are all making my day by making comments, likes, asking me questions, and just viewing the videos and showing that there are other people out there interested in the same things that I am. So I wanted to say that my goal right now is to get up to 100 subscribers by the end of the month. So hopefully we can get there. This is really exciting to me. Now I will be doing a giveaway. That's right, a giveaway to my subscribers. So make sure you click that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button, comment below, share with your friends, let people know about the channel, help expand it so we can get to that giveaway quicker. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but I'm going to tell you it's going to be worthwhile to subscribe to the channel and to pay attention. It will be in a video when we get closer to that 1,000 mark, and it will require that you subscribe and that you comment in that specific video. So keep your eyes open for the giveaway video. Thanks. Okay, so let's dig in deep. Let's get into this X-T1 and how it's functioning for me. As you can see, I've got the Rokinon 12mm f2 lens on here that I reviewed yesterday. That was just an introductory review to let you know that I have the lens, let you know what my initial thoughts were on it from a few photographs that I've taken, and so far I'm extremely pleased, but we'll see how it holds up over time. You know, it is a cheap lens, and I'm putting it on a body that's not a cheap body, other than the fact that it's old, so you can buy it for a lot less than it was new, which puts it in that cheap category. So the combination of these two, this lens, this body, the grip, very, very comfortable to use. I'm really enjoying it. So let's do a deep dive. The image quality is something that has got me extremely excited about the Fujifilms. Their image quality is over the top in my opinion, and I've been a Nikon shooter for a long time, as I said in my other videos. So I have a lot of experience with high quality gear, high quality lenses, professional quality, and this thing has got me really excited. I wasn't quite sure that it was going to be able to replace the D800. I've sold it. Less than a month and I sold the D800. So obviously it's making me pretty happy with the image quality. The build quality of it, once again, you know, much like the D800, it is a tank. Now that being said, it doesn't weigh like the D800 does. It's half the weight of the D800. You could carry this in all your lenses and still only be carrying the weight of the body of the D800. Of course, depending on how many lenses you have. Always an important factor in that weight. But if you're just carrying your main trinity, just 3 lenses in your body, you're going to be at the same weight as basically the body of a D800, maybe a 50mm lens on it. So weight-wise, I'm loving it. Build quality, phenomenal. It's on par with the D800 in every aspect. So you gotta love that. How about the electronic viewfinder? You know, when you're looking through the viewfinder and you're dealing with an electronic image, it's like looking at a TV. A lot of people hate that. I hated that when I first started using Fujifilm. I was using the XE1, and the viewfinder's not bad on that, but it is like looking at a TV screen. It's not quite as comfortable as you might think, and it's not quite as clear as you might think. It's like getting really close to a TV screen where you can see the individual pixels. Now the electronic viewfinder on the X-T1 was a huge step up, an absolutely huge step up. And they were able to create an electronic viewfinder that has the feel of a widescreen TV in your home, even when you're looking at it this close. It's extremely clear. It gives you an exact image or an exact example of what your final image is going to look like. Very, very handy. There's no guessing with settings. You just put it to your eye after you got your settings, take a look at it, and if it's not right, adjust it before you take the shot. So one of the most important things about a camera is how it feels in your hands when you're holding it. This is how the X-T1 comes. It's a nice small body. It's got a nice little grip here. Feels good in your hands. Normally my pinky's going to end up falling below the camera. Not necessarily the most comfortable for me to have my pinky down there, but it's not quite big enough to get a good grip on it with your pinky on the camera. So there are grip options, which is phenomenal. Not all cameras offer good grip options. You've got the standard grip or the basic grip, which gives you an Arca Swiss mount slider at the bottom of it. It gives you the extra grip for your fingers around the camera itself, and it sits on there like this. Now I don't have it screwed in there in place, but it gives you that extra room for your pinky, and it feels really, really good. I love that. But my preferred grip option is the bottom grip, or vertical grip as they call them. This adds an extra battery. On this side adds an extra battery to your camera, so it gives you twice as much runtime. Now on the XT2 and the XT3 and the XH1, it adds 2 extra batteries to your camera, so that gives you a lot of extra runtime. That may be worth it for some of you. What about aftermarket support for this camera? Is there a lot of it? Is it something that you can get different things that you might want or need for your camera, like thumb grips and soft button actuators, that type of stuff? Yeah, there's quite a bit of it out there. Now it's not quite as popular as, say, the Nikons or the Canons for aftermarket support, but that's building quickly considering that Fujifilm made the #1 camera in 2018. We're seeing a lot of companies jump on board and start adding some aftermarket support for these cameras. Love seeing that. The biggest deal to me is the aftermarket support in lenses, and we are seeing several companies that are making great lenses for these, including the Rokinon. Now all of them that I've seen so far are all manual focus. They haven't figured out how to communicate with the Fujifilm cameras, so they're just leaving them manual focus. You don't get any of your EXIF information. There may be a couple lenses that actually transfer information, but I haven't seen any that do autofocus. That will be coming, and I'm expecting Tamron and Sigma to be doing that very, very soon. So keep your eyes open. Look for those aftermarket full autofocus lenses. What about the quality of just the Fuji lenses, the ones actually made by Fuji? I've already told you that I love the quality of that Rokinon. I'm loving the sharpness of it. But boy, when you start looking at the actual designated lenses made by Fuji, we're starting to see something quite special. You know, they are really focused on making the very best quality lenses that they can for this camera system. Part of that's because this is their flagship system. They don't have a full frame setup, so all of their tech and research goes into their lenses for the APS-C professional quality camera bodies. Phenomenal for us. Now when you start looking at the lenses, I've got 2 examples that I own. I used to own the 18.2, great little lens. It gets some rough reviews out there, but I think it's phenomenal. I actually love that lens. But the 35 f2, this is the cherry on top. This is what makes your camera phenomenal, and I mean that. Get yourself one if you have the X system and try this thing out, the 35 f2. Now I've heard that the 24 f2 is equally as wonderful. Maybe it's 20 something f2. I've heard that's equally as phenomenal. Works out to about a 35mm lens when you're all done and said, maybe 37. This one works out to closer to a 50mm, so it just kind of depends on your shooting style. But I highly recommend those lenses. Exceptionally sharp, exceptionally good color rendition, just phenomenal lenses. Now that being said, one of the most amazing things that Fuji has ever made, in my opinion, is this little piece of wonder. This is the Fujinon 18 to 55 f2.8 to f4 kit lens. Solid metal, heavy, wonderfully built, tack sharp at all focal lengths and all apertures. Just a great little lens. It's probably the best kit lens on the market from any company. So there's that advantage there. You get to have something like this for very low money, or it comes with your camera. They're sold used on the used market for $350 all day long. They also have another kit lens that is 55 to 200 that is 2.8, f2.8 to f5 maybe, or 4.8, 4.5, something like that. But another great little lens. You add that to this and maybe pick up the 10 to 24 f4, and you got yourself the Trinity. You aren't at the f2.8 all the way through like you would be with the more expensive Trinity, but you have a wonderful, compact, easy to carry around, lightweight, sharp, amazing lens setup. So I don't know how you can argue with that. I think it's a phenomenal idea. Oh, by the way, more of my guitars back here. You can see them a little better on this film than you could on the other one. I'm shooting this on my iPhone, by the way, which is why we're getting so much depth of field. But you can see the inlay on the guitar over here, and then this one you can tell how the carved top is. Just another one of my hobbies I love doing. If you guys ever want to see some videos on guitars, let me know. I've got an extensive history. I've actually built a lot of guitars that you guys have heard. So if you want to hear who I built those for, what bands, who's currently playing them, be happy to tell you. Just let me know you want to hear it. So that's that on the lenses. Okay, so one more thing that I love about the XT1 is the film simulations. Now, I don't have as many on that as you would get if you bought one of the newer models like the XH1 or the XT3, but there are groups, I guess, not companies, but groups out there that are going through all the settings and figuring out how to mimic those newer film simulations just using your settings in your camera and your custom set settings. Combining those two things, you can actually mimic the presets that come in the XH1 and the XT3. So you're not really missing out on anything, it just takes a little bit more work to get to those presets. Now about the presets, they're amazing, straight out of camera. Very little need to do work afterwards to clean them up or adjust color or just anything. They're just phenomenal JPEGs that are very usable out of camera. So if you're posting to Twitter or to Instagram or to Facebook or any of these social media platforms that are not really meant to show an image in all its glory, but just meant to get the image out there, great option. Just go around shooting in those presets, download them, send them straight to the net, and don't even worry about the processing. You'll be extremely happy with the results. And last, but certainly not least, in fact, maybe most important in my opinion about the entire Fuji system, is Fuji's desire, need, and philosophy to continually to upgrade that which is old to be better. And that's the firmware upgrades that they offer. So when they come out with a new camera that has new options, that has new features, that are not necessarily hardware related but are software related, you're almost always guaranteed within a month or two Fuji is going to push that out in a firmware update to all of its lower bodies that are capable of handling it. So, you know, when the XT2 came out, I got a lot of the features of the XT2 to download into the XT1, made it that much better of a camera. And then same thing when the XH1 came out, and same thing when the XT3 came out. We got upgrades each time. And every time they come out with a new lens, a firmware upgrade for your camera to be able to work with it. That's phenomenal. I mean, most camera companies, their firmware updates are simply there to fix known problems or issues. Fuji doesn't look at it that way. They want to improve the cameras continuously over time for the user for free. How can you beat that? Okay, so finally, the reason why you're here, my conclusion after using this camera for 1 month. This is just the 1 month review, kind of a mid or a short-term review. We'll do a midterm review maybe at the 3-month mark. Maybe I'll do monthly updates, and then we'll do a long-term review after probably 6 months to a year, and give you my full opinion on this camera. But my opinion after 1 month of using it, I honestly couldn't be happier. Like I said, I've already sold my D800. I feel so happy about that. I was able to put some of the money from that into this lens and into the Rokinon lens, and into a light for shooting video, which I'm not actually using today. And actually into a tripod, which I'll show you guys later. I'll do a little review on a nice carbon fiber tripod that I picked up very inexpensively used on Craigslist. I highly recommend using Craigslist for used gear, but I also highly recommend knowing what you're purchasing, what condition it's in, seeing it in person, testing it out, trying it, and making sure that you are getting what you think you are getting, not some beat up version of it, if that makes sense. So, you know, at the end of the month, this is just probably the best photography purchase I've ever made money-wise. Best pricing, best amount of quality, photo quality, focus speed, control of your exposure triangle, all of those things go together to create a package that, for the amount of money that I paid for it, is really unbelievable. And I love that this is opening up photography to a whole group of people that just looked at it before and thought, I don't have $3,000 to put into camera gear, so I'm not going to do it. Well, now you can get all that same quality of gear for a lot less money, and it's opened it up to a lot of people to give them an opportunity to shoot. So that's exciting to me. All right, well, that's it for today's video. Just kind of a short little update on where we're at with the camera. I wanted to say thanks again for all the people that are subbing. If you enjoyed the video, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and click that like button. Those two things help me out more than anything that you can imagine. I would love to be able to, add some more gear to this and be able to show you guys more of my opinions and show you guys maybe more of how to purchase this gear at a cheaper price. If you want to see my process on that, maybe we can walk you through one of my purchases from, finding it on Craigslist to making contact to making an offer to going and trying it out to actually paying for it and taking it home. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe you guys need to see that. Just let me know below in the comments. If you feel like you want to support the channel, if you feel like what I'm doing is worthwhile, and you feel like you want to help out to be able to purchase that next piece of gear, or just be able to make it worth my time to do this so that you guys have up-to-date information on the older gear, pricing, where to find it, feel free to donate to one of the cryptocurrency channels below. Listed, I've got Ethereum, Litecoin, and Bitcoin wallets down there. I also added my PayPal account, so if that's easier for you, if you want to throw $1 or $2 my direction, it's much appreciated. It's definitely not required. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm not begging you to do that, but if somebody out there feels like they want to help, it's always appreciated. All right, so enough of that. Let's look forward to the next video where we're going to look a little bit more at a longer term review, I believe, of the 35, which I've been using just a ton of. I absolutely love this lens. So maybe I'll give you guys a little more information about how this is working out for me. And I also want to go through and just do a slide video with some images from some of these different lenses, maybe comment on it in the background, and get your guys' feedback on what you're seeing and what you're thinking. Also, I've been having trouble getting the videos to load up in 1080p. I think 720 is all they're going in at when I'm recording from my Fujifilm and working it into Lightroom or into iMovie. It's not allowing me to save it as a 1080p, which is why I'm shooting on my iPhone today, hoping that I'll be able to save this as a 1080p film. And if you guys have if anyone out there has any advice for me on how to get iMovie to recognize the 1080p film coming out of the Fujifilm, if there's some setting I'm missing or something I need to do to the movie before I actually take it into iMovie so that it recognizes it as 1080p 60 frames a second, I'd appreciate that information. So if you got a link for me or just a quick write-up on how to do it, please put it down below. I'll reply and be very grateful. So right on. Well, that's it for Finding Truth today. Thank you for watching. Be sure, like I said, you subscribe, like, and make sure you click that notification if you want to be notified when I load up my next video. I've been putting them out quite often, and hopefully you guys are enjoying them. So have a great day. We'll see you guys soon.